So here we are. This is our new space that we've opened up, and we're very happy.
Yeah, absolutely. Charles, hey,
Hi.
great to see you again.
Great to see you too.
You know, it's nice to be back in Paris and see that you guys are as, looking younger, happier, healthier than, 2 years ago whenever I saw you guys.
And that's because he's becoming a father again.
Oh, congratulations. That's right.
Yeah.
So your first child you had right before COVID? It was like a year before?
The first one is 4 years old,
Okay.
and he's going to be 5. Is Antoine, and the next one just arrived 5 months ago.
Can't believe you're at work.
Yeah, it's hard.
Looking rested.
But I have 2 boys. Like this,
Yeah.
the future is coming.
Yeah, that's right. Someone's got to take over. His 2 girls, your 2 boys. So he's got all the work of training the next
Next
generation to take over the family firm.
We are good trio for that.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I mean, it's a beautiful shop. And of course, in addition to still being the home of Camps de Lucca, the bespoke tailoring house, you guys opened Atelier de Lucca here on the ground floor. Is that right?
That's correct. So here we are making made-to-measure suits with handwork, a lot of handwork, a little bit less than what we do for Camps de Lucca, obviously, because the price range is very
Quite
different.
yeah.
And this is really interesting.
Yeah. Well, another interesting thing is also that, you and, well, both of you, I mean, Julian and Charles, right, who cut for bespoke, are also the ones that are doing the Atelier de Lucca. So you have that same eye and that same knowledge that is offered to the bespoke clients, just at a more approachable price point.
Indeed.
And then you also have a very smart line of accessories. You've got socks, ties, some garment brushes from Kirby Allison, some
Indeed.
shoe horns.
And shoehorns.
Here in Paris.
Yeah.
So I'm very flattered and honored that you guys.
But your show horns are the best one because they are really tall.
Yeah.
So when you're making a fitting, it's pretty easy for the customers to use it.
It's these small details that matter.
That's for sure.
And is it just suiting?
No, so we actually do other pieces that complement the wardrobe for the men. We do jackets, we make over jackets, we make teddies, we make in leather and in cloth as well. So we really have this approach of having a full range for the men's wardrobe.
Yeah. And is there a separate Instagram for this?
Yes, so this is still Atelier de Lucca, so it's all under the same umbrella. When we saw each other last time, we were Rue de la Paix, and this is when we bought Stark & Sons. And Stark & Sons now is dedicated to all the uniforms that we make for the French administration and for the Académie Française and other French states, and slowly developing as well for other countries.
Okay. Yeah. So kind of a traditional, uniform business almost. I mean, with incredible embroidery and handwork. I mean, to the likes that you'll never see in a bespoke suit just because it's not ornamented like that.
Yeah. Indeed.
Okay.
So I think we can now go upstairs and show you the space upstairs for the bespoke.
Okay. Great, Charles.
Take care.
Great seeing you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Hope
Pleasure.
to see you soon.
Bye.
So this is the shop on the first floor where we have the bespoke, and we have Papa, which is here.
Monsieur De Lucca. So
you?
nice to see you again.
Fine, fine. And you? How are you?
It's so great to be back in Paris after all this time.
Well, 2 years, 3 years.
Well, it's been 3 years. Almost 2.5.
You're welcome. So.
Yeah, but it's kind of, I have to say, I was a little nervous returning to Paris after such a long absence. I mean, it's been the longest, longest time having not visited Paris since
So you lost
high
your
school.
French.
So my French certainly has been a COVID casualty, but doing my best. I need to be drinking more champagne. Moral of the story.
We'll drink afterwards.
Yeah. So it's exciting to be here. I mean, Camps de Lucca, of course, now is really one of the 2 most preeminent French tailoring houses. It's really Camps de Lucca and Cifanelli.
That we saw this morning
That we
together.
saw this morning. Massimo and Lorenzo waving from the balcony at us.
So I just wanted to show you one of the jackets, for example, that we're making. And this is the first fitting, so you can see the inside of the jacket that we are making for the moment. And you can see we've started doing the pockets, and this is really a basic first fitting for a client.
And so you're using white basting thread, but here's yellow.
So yeah, this is to determine some of the croisure and some of the where we place the pockets. The white one is to hold actually it together for the moment.
Okay.
Before we finish the jacket.
Yeah.
And I can show you another jacket where we're working, which we finished actually.
Okay.
And you can see the details of the handwork
Yeah,
that
please.
we have inside. So this is much more of a summary.
Beautiful. This is what we should be wearing right now.
And yes, today it would have been a good day to wear this, and with the historical teardrop pocket that we make, and all the handwork that we do. Obviously, a little bit of structure of the chest here that we do, and with the sleeve with the cigarette.
So how would you say that French tailoring or Camps de Lucca differs from, say, a Savile Row bespoke tailoring house in its approach towards the handwork, the make? Because there are subtle differences between the two. I mean, they both create absolutely fantastic products, but there's a difference just, of you guys being here in Paris.
I think historically Paris, for the tailors, has been a lot more handwork and a lot more details into handwork. Because Paris is the high fashion for women as well, therefore we have the knowledge and the handwork that allowed for this to be much more precise, I would say, possibly than the English. And we kept a little bit of the structuring as we were discussing this morning, and the lightweight of the structuring for more towards like the Italians. But it's, as we were saying, it's a little bit of in between the two geographically and in terms of work inside for the structuring.
I mean, this teardrop is quite iconic, but even the Camps de Lucca label is hand embroidered
Indeed,
into the lining.
Yeah. But I think, we receive influence in Paris from Italian tailor, Spanish tailor, especially for our house. Mr. Camps was Spanish and my father Italian. So they mixed a little what they learn in their country. And anyway, like they immigrate, they want to be stronger and to show more than the other one.
Yeah.
So they have to create something to be more
Difference and differentiations and the other tailors.
Yeah. What about the house cut and style? I mean, if someone were to see you from across the street, what are the first one or two things that they would initially notice that mark a Camps de Lucca suit?
I think one of the things is the high armhole with the sleeve head that has been mounted. Our classic fish mouse lapel that you can clearly see on Dad and myself, which is one of the signatures of the Parisian tailors. In terms, we try and design an athletic figure with the structuring of the canvas, which gives a nice silhouette. And we break the vents, which is basically here at the back. There's a lot more work needed for the back to be flat.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I've got such a phenomenal amount of respect for your work.
Oh.
I mean, it's amongst the best in the world. I mean, really. And it's amazing to come in and see what you're working on, because there's always something absolutely beautiful. I mean, this being an example, the garments each of you gentlemen are wearing. It's difficult to feel well dressed, in the presence of such titans of tailoring.
No. I remember when I saw you the first time, it was on Place de la Madeleine.
Yes, okay.
And you opened the door, and I say, wow.
Snuck in.
It's very elegant, this man.
Well, very kind. It's it's a long time. I mean, it was whenever we first met, you guys were still at the Place de Madeleine, and I still remember going to the party, the last hurrah, if you will. And I'd never seen in my life tailors have so much fun dancing the night away as we did that evening. And then you guys were at Rue La Prix, and then here we are in this absolutely beautiful new atelier.
Thank you. Thank you.
Of course, if someone is here in Paris, they can come see you here.
Definitely, we do the fittings, the measurements and everything. And we travel around the world to see our clients. And I think in the autumn we'll be coming to the US.
Yeah, you keep on telling me you're going to come to Dallas. And
I know.
I'm trying to like pull you along. But you hit, you hit Singapore, much of Europe.
Yes.
Right. You're even going to the Dubai. You were there actually for a 24-hour trip over the weekend.
Yes, yesterday.
Yeah.
And we go to the Middle East and
Africa too.
Uh, Really?
So
Okay.
yeah, quite a bit. And we'll next September we'll try and go more often to the US.
Well, true global tailor, right? Literally to the world's elite, the best dressed, and the most traveled. So, well, great. And I guess you have Instagram, right? For
Yes.
both Atelier de Luca,
Yes.
and then also for Camps de Luca.
Indeed.
And someone can message you guys through that. Yeah. Okay. Well, Mark,
Thank you.
Monsieur de Luca, thank you so much.
Thank you to you.
And thank you for lending us Julian for the day. We
Thank
walked
you.
him, or should I say, he walked us clear around Paris. But what fun this was. So thank
It
you
was.
again.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Cheers.
But don't forget,
Yeah.
you tell me that you are drinking champagne and to speak French. Huh?
Yes, well, let's start. I think we need the champagne.